Today we're in Central Portugal in the Castelo Branco district in a small and traditional village called Cafede. It's an area known for its quiet atmosphere, rural villages and relaxed pace of life. The property we're filming today sits right in the heart of this peaceful village. It's surrounded by countryside, olive groves and long established rural homes. The property itself is set on around 1 acre of fully fenced land. It offers a really interesting combination of old and new. On the land you're going to find a brand new 2-bedroom house which is ready to move into, along with a traditional granite stone house which is set over 2 floors and ready for reconstruction. Now this gives you an opportunity to restore a classic Portuguese home alongside a brand new modern living space. Just 10 minutes away you'll find the town of Alcaíns, which offers supermarkets, cafes, restaurants, schools and everyday amenities. You're also only around 10 minutes from the city of Castelo Branco, which is a major regional centre with hospitals, shopping centres, restaurants and all the services you would expect from a large central Portuguese city. Lisbon Airport is just over 2 hours away, while Porto and its airport can be reached in around 3 hours, making it a very accessible location for both full-time living or even holiday use. The property is ideal for anyone looking for a peaceful village setting with a ready-to-move-in home, land, character and future renovation potential. For today's tour we're going to be going through these gates over here. And I just want to show you the outside of the property. We are fully fenced. We've got some lovely olive trees on the outside, lots of fruit trees. The property goes all the way around the corner there and we have another entrance. This is the east side of the property. We are on the south side of the property pointing north. Now as we cross over we can see the metal gates that make up the property. So they're quite traditional metal gates that you typically see on rural properties here in Central Portugal. We come through, everything's looking really nice and green. It is actually winter at the moment. It's a couple of days before Christmas. So yeah, everything's looking nice and green. We got some beautiful sunshine. I just want to spin around here and just give you a look at this entrance here. So quite a nice entrance to the property, and we got some beautiful sunshine today. So heading north through the property we have these lovely pine trees. Look at these are like Mediterranean pines. I believe these are the ones that you get pine nuts from, which are quite expensive. I absolutely love having those in salads. You can toast them up. We have lots of different trees on here. So we have these cork oak trees, quite a few of them dotted all around the place. We have a massive one near the house. Another one of these big pine nut trees, and loads of olive trees. Now there are 62 olive trees scattered throughout the property. They're all kind of a medium size. There's a couple of really large ones, but the majority of them are what I would call a sort of medium size, as you can see in the background here. These are all going to give you lots and lots of fruit. You're going to be able to make lots of olive oil every year out of them. So if we carry on up this driveway we can reach the big stone house over here. This is I would say this is the main house of the property, or the original house, and the driveway goes off in this direction, but the driveway can also go off in this direction over here and reach the other house, which I'm not sure if you can see through the trees. Now this is the one that's fully renovated and we'll get to that second. I just want to point out that we've got like a vineyard over here. We've got lots of irrigation pipes running all throughout the vineyards and things like that. And we have very nice fertile looking ground. It's full of clovers. It's going to have lots of nitrogen in the soil and beautiful trees. Look at this. This is called a loquat tree, and we can see even in winter this is actually supporting a bunch of bees. I can see there's even some wasps in there, some yellow jackets, but just look at the bees all over this, and this is like essential food for them at this time of year. And back on the path we can see a really nice entrance to get to this building. Beautiful old granite stone benches, and we've got some much larger trees that are dotted around this side. So I'm just going to turn around now and just give you a view of the driveway from where we just walked up, and sort of a 360. Now we can start to see some of the other house. So let's start with this one first. I have no idea how old this house is, but it's been made out of beautiful granite stone. Now obviously the owners have got all the documentation. If you have any questions, this is a private seller, so please have a look in the video description below. I'm going to put their contact details, and you can contact them directly and find out all the information about this building. But I'm just going to show you exactly what it looks like from the outside in this tour. So on the side here we have this little lean-to. This is where you can park your tractor, park a car, put your tools and everything, keep it out of the rain. We've got an old traditional wash tub here. Look at this thing. You see these a lot in these old properties here. This is where they'll scrub the washing. Now, one of the last properties that I filmed actually converted one of these into a little wildlife pond, had reeds and things, and actually used this area to have water flowing. They had little frogs and fish. So it's a little creative thing that you can do if you don't want to use that for hand washing. And let's just stand back here and give you a look at these stone walls here. Now this is like an add-on onto the building. It looks like the stones are a little bit different to the main house. We've got some water over here, and as I said earlier, there's like irrigation going everywhere. This is all brand new. In the summertime and the springtime, you can run water through everywhere, and actually as we trail through the property, you're going to see that there's irrigation going pretty much everywhere. There's an old metal door, again very traditional door for rural buildings, and this is what this looks like on the inside. So it's actually a nice big space. I mean, imagine renovating this out. And I'm just going to walk to the other side here so that you can get a look from the other side. So yeah, this could be a really nice room if it's all fixed up. Now again, there is already a brand new house on this piece of land, so you don't even have to fix this up. I mean, you could just keep this all nice and rural and maybe just use it for storage or animals or something like that. And as we come out of this doorway over here and move along the side of the building, we can see really nice granite stone walls. It's quite typical of the walls to have these big pieces of granite in here that make up the corner pieces, and we can see it's very straight. Really nice stonework going around the windows, and we have some of the old features here. We have some old wine barrels here. We also have some old wagon wheels. I mean, this is a very traditional old property. Really nice. And before we go in this side, let me just stand back and just show you what this area looks like here. So this is the other entrance to the property. So you could bring your car in here and park right next to this beautiful old stone house. Again, it's got lots of granite on the side here, little benches, beautiful gardens. It's just a pity that we can't see them with all their flowers because it's the middle of winter. And have a look at this rose. Massive. All of the leaves are off now because it's cold, but in the spring, again, imagine all of the blossoms just above the big front door of this property over here. And let me just show you in the entrance here, we have a staircase going up, and then we also have this big downstairs room. And actually, before we get in there, just have a look at the size of these granite slabs. Really big granite blocks that make up this doorway over here, and a really big granite hearth leading into the place. Now the property is connected to electricity. It's connected to mains water, but right now there's no lights in there, so I'm just going to use this. As we cross into the entrance of the building, we can see downstairs there's a huge cavernous space. There are no windows down at the bottom here. Perhaps that's something that could be added later. This is more of like a basement area. In old buildings like this, they actually used to keep animals down in the bottom of the buildings here. And the reason they did that was because the heat of the animals would rise and warm up the houses. You know, warm up the living part upstairs. So I'm just walking through with this little torch here. I'm going to get to this side of the room. I'm just stepping back to try and see if I can give you a view of what this looks like inside. So quite a big cavernous space. Obviously in full need of renovation. We've got big beams going across here. There is water damage on the floorboards, but that's because the roof needs to be replaced. But obviously anyone that's thinking of turning this into a livable space is going to want to take out the floorboards and the roof and put brand new stuff in. This over here in the corner, I believe this is what the fireplace rests on. So it's a big granite stone fireplace. And actually over here we've got a bat. I don't know if you just saw that, a bat just flew out. So that's quite cool. Anyway, this is the downstairs. Obviously it's quite hard to film in here because very dark. But now we're going to go to the upstairs. Now upstairs is a lot lighter and brighter. Now I'm not going to be able to go up very many of them because they are quite damaged. I don't want to fall through here and injure myself. I'm all alone on this property at the moment. But the first thing we see, this is where the fireplace is. So remember earlier I told you that there was a, let's see if I can get a bit higher. Earlier on I told you that there was that sort of plinth here of granite. So this is where they make the fire. We can see evidence of that up on the walls. I mean, this was a real old working house. This is a big old window on the side here. And yeah, look at this. Nice big space. Beautiful, beautiful walls. And again, obviously this whole roof needs to be replaced. I'm not going to go any further. I don't trust this beam. But if we look here, we're going to have beautiful views coming out of this window. And then this is the view looking down the staircase. So lots of potential. And these are the views coming out of the front door. And just look at that. Absolutely beautiful. The lovely olive trees. I mean, this could be a really, really special place. And it's not the biggest. It's not going to take that much to bring this back to its former glory, I don't think. So we just walk a little bit further on from the house. We've got a little track over here. We can see the irrigation pipes that are going to the vineyards over here, that are going to fruit trees over here. All set up, all ready to go. A really nice big olive tree on the side here. Flower beds going all the way across. We've got herbs, we've got citrus trees. You know, this property has a lot. Considering it's around an acre, you don't have, it's not a huge piece of land. It's not difficult to look after this piece of land, but you've got, 62 olives and tons of fruit trees. And just over on the side here, this is an orange tree. The owner was like, yeah, you have to try one of these. They're quite small, but they're very, very sweet. And they've got very few seeds, exceptionally good oranges. Now, we can see glimpses of the main house. You can see it a little bit better. Look at that. Well, I call it the main house, but actually the main house is a stone house. This is something that could either be used as a holiday home or vice versa. And if I turn this way, this is the part of the driveway that connects to the other driveway that goes to the front gate. So cars could come down this side. And you could have like a little parking area here, if you were to separate these two properties. We've got some cherry trees. I believe this is cherry. And some more cherry trees. And let's actually focus the camera now in this direction, because this is the walk up to the house. Let's start on this side over here. So from the outside, we can see we've got gutters. We've got a lot of insulation. The walls on here are Cafede walls. It's a type of insulation system. So there is brick underneath here, but on top of that, there's an insulation system. And you can actually hear that. It's called Cafede. Keeps this place cool in the summer, and it's going to keep the place warm in the winters. A really nice grapevine that they've just allowed and kept here. Now imagine taking that and actually trellising it up the walls and on the top here. It's going to be really nice. And this is the patio space. Front door on this side, a space here or a door here to get to the bedrooms. From the outside we can also see we have double glazing. These ones have integrated shutters that actually roll down. All brand new furniture. It's being sold with the furniture. Now this over here, we're walking into a little guest cottage. So this is like a guest room. We've got a big king size bed. We've got quite high ceilings. And let me just stand on this side. We've got like a little wing chair, wardrobe. Standing on the other side, we can see a little desk and chair, bedside table. And over here we have a bathroom. And again, as I said, this is all brand new. No one's ever used it before. We've got a big walk-in shower. And we've got a water boiler. This one here is a Wi-Fi water boiler, so you can switch it on and off remotely if you're using this as an Airbnb or something. Toilet on this side, and we have the vanity unit and the basin and everything on this side. This is just looking out from the bedroom. We can see beautiful views. We've got light coming in through the windows, and just look at the views. And I don't know if you can hear the sounds of the birds. Super peaceful, really nice little neighborhood this. From outside here, we've got a tap on the wall. We have some plug sockets outside, and these mean that you can run some appliances out here. This is a window that leads to the bedroom in the main house. This is a doorway that also leads to the bedroom in the main house. But I think for today we're going to go through what would be the front door on this side. And once we go through the door, we can see it's a nice big space. Quite tall ceilings, bright and airy, brand new kitchen. Got some great appliances in here, like a whirlpool, washer, dryer, little mini grill and oven, microwave, all of the appliances and everything in here. Also a really big boiler. Look at that. This is also a Wi-Fi boiler for heating the water. This is a nice oven, along with, I believe, an induction hob. This is one of those ones that doesn't get hot. Extractor fan. It's all, again, brand new. The sink, coffee machine. I mean, we are set up here to run as a, as an Airbnb or a holiday flat or something like that. Space for a big fridge. And there's actually more space on the sides of this fridge if you wanted to get a slightly bigger one. And then just have a look at this. So this is the windows here. And when we open them up, look at those views. This is winter in Portugal. Can you believe it? Now standing in the corner where the fridge is, we can see space for, well, they've got 4 seats on here. I reckon you could get 8 seats in here. You could get 3 on each side and 1 on the ends. We've got a little living room space with some armchairs and some sofas. Really nice. Now this takes us through to the bathroom and the bedroom. And if you just go up a little step, we see another walk-in shower on this side. We've got the toilet. Nice space. Extractor fan up on the top there. And if I spin around this way, we've got the vanity unit with a light and basin with storage. And moving ahead from the bathroom, we have the bedroom. Now the way it's currently set up, they have 2 single beds in here. You can see there's lots and lots of space. So look, we've got 2 very large sort of day beds. But these beds, they actually have another feature where you can actually pull out another mattress from underneath. So you can actually have a single up there, a single down there, which will come out this way, and then you can do the same on this side where another single comes out. So you can actually have 4 people sleeping in this room. This is looking from the other side. We have a big desk over here and a nice armchair. We've got a little dresser section here where you've got a mirror and some storage, and then obviously the windows. And if we just look from here, you've got some beautiful views when you're lying in bed and you can look outside. So a really nice little space. Quite impressed. All brand new, all ready to go, and all done to quite a nice high specification. So I'm just walking out of the door from the bedroom. So let's walk a little bit further along this porch area here. I like how they've got this granite stone poking through the tiles. That's quite cool. One thing I forgot to mention, there's also lights all along the outside here. So at night time this is all going to be lit. And this is a nice little balcony section. So this will be a great place to put some chairs, some rocking chairs or a bench or something. We can see again we've got irrigation systems. There's taps all over the place and it's all on timers. And this is actually going out through the land here. So there's going to be irrigation going all along the borders and all through all of the different trees. So quite impressive. There's a lot to this property that meets the eye in the beginning. Now stepping on down from this porch section, we've got this absolutely enormous cork oak tree that I pointed out earlier. Just look how beautiful that is. I mean, this is really, really old. It takes forever to grow a tree this big, so it's really nice to have something like this in your property. And also have a look at this. A big old granite benches and a big old granite slab here to use as like a picnic table outdoors. To sit out here underneath the shade and to just take in all of the views here. Really awesome. If we go in this direction, we can see the property is serviced by a septic tank. So this is the septic tank system. Now again, this is all brand new. The house is all brand new. So, nature has to kind of, build itself up around here, and this is going to fit right in. But yeah, look at that. This is what the house looks like from this side. It's quite a good looking house. Really nice space. So the path continues and goes along the edge, and we have this beautiful old granite stone wall. And again, lots and lots of these trees. Look, 62 olive trees. Another citrus tree, I believe, just in front. And then there's something quite interesting here. At first I didn't really know what this was. We've got these old granite stones, and I was like, what are these things? And then I realized that these are beehives. They've made them out of cork, because cork is a great insulator. So it's hollow inside, and they've put these little things here. This is where the bees go in and out. Obviously now it doesn't have any bees in, but what they would do is they would normally put it on this piece of marble, I believe, and then it would be flat, and then the bees could get in and out. And I flipped this on its side, and look at that. We can see inside there they've put sticks in there so the bees can hang their wax and make the honey out of that. So quite cool. Hey, look at that, a beehive made out of cork. And this property is perfect for keeping bees because it's got so many different flowers and herbs and trees that are going to have blossoms and things like that. So yeah, a great place to have a beehive. Now as we follow this path down, we can see lots of irrigation hoses going through the ground here, irrigation hoses going along the borders. I want to bring you down to this corner over here because there is a little part of the land that sort of steps out to the side. And if we go down here, we can see they've made the start of what they were going to turn into like a little shed. So they're going to do like a concrete footing, and they got some of the bricks here already, and they got some of the building materials that they were going to use, to make the roof and stuff. So perhaps that's something that the new owners could do, and this could make a really nice little spot to put a shed. So now we're walking along the south border of the land. The entrance where we came through was up there. We can see this section here is planted full of fruit trees. Now in winter you're not going to see much, but this over here looks like some kind of a cherry tree. I believe these are all going to be cherry trees along here. And earlier on I was looking, these look like they are plum trees and fig trees. No, sorry, plum trees and pear trees going along there. So this property has an incredible assortment of fruits and olives and just pretty much everything, you know, cherries. So on the south wall here we have this structure over here. This is right underneath an electricity post. And this is where the new build house, which is on the land, is getting its electricity. So we have the electricity box. This is like the mains electricity box. And then it even has a plug socket that you can use out here. And then we also have water. So it's got mains water and mains electricity. And then the house is down in that direction over there, so it stretches across. And then the other house, the old stone house, has its own separate water and electricity, which is pretty nice. If I step back here, we can see we got some cork oak trees. We got, I believe, 2 or 3 of them going along here. And then these things here are called madroño, or strawberry trees. And this over here is basically, if that bee gets out the way, this is, oh wait, it just fell off. So this is called madroño, and it's a type of fruit that they make moonshine out of. It's like a Portuguese moonshine that's really, really strong. They call that moonshine aguardente, and I've actually seen my neighbors and stuff making this stuff before. It tastes amazing and it's very, very potent. So there's a whole bunch of these madroño trees, so you could make your own moonshine from this section, which is pretty amazing. If we go a little bit further on from here, we can see these are the front gates, the ones that we walked through earlier when we entered into the property. So they're just over here. And these are these pine trees, the old stone house in that corner. And let me just spin you around so you can see where we've just come from. We've walked up this border wall over here. So all in all, I think it's a really nice, manageable bit of land. And you know, you aren't buying like a really large farm where you've got tons and tons and tons of grass and fields and everything to take care of. You do have lots of trees, which is a real bonus because you can produce a lot of your own food. You can produce a lot of your own animal feed if you wanted to. You've also got space here to keep, you know, small animals. You could definitely have chickens. You could probably have 1 or 2 sheep that are grazing on the fields here so that you don't have to do any, you know, cutting of the grass. And most importantly, you are in this really pretty, peaceful neighborhood. And one of the things that the owner wanted to point out is that the neighbors here are truly fantastic people, that they've been incredibly generous and kind. And so he was saying, please just mention just how good the neighbors are. If you are interested in buying this property, have a look in the video description below. I'm going to put all of the details of the seller. Now, before we end the video, I wanted to show you a couple of views from outside the property. This is from the street outside. That's the south gate that we entered earlier. This is the road that goes around the corner and out to where the stone house is over there. And a very rural neighborhood. As we can see here, we've got an old tractor just going down the road. And you can see that this is a proper rural, sort of still working village, still working the land. And we can also see here, this is that other entrance, and this is the other side of this stone building. I hope you've enjoyed this tour, and we'll see you again soon for the next one. Let us know in the comments what you think of this place. And ciao for now, and a very Merry Christmas. Bye.